Yeah, the Met Gala, it's always a great fashion face-off, just between a lot of the ladies and the different looks and things like that. And so this year the theme was actually like Garden of Life or so. And a lot of people that so of course it's hosted in New York City. So of course we had some of our A-list celebrities, people who are always there, people like Erica Badu, who's always at the Met Gala, regardless of if she's, doing anything new. So of course she was there dressed in her garb, looking really colorful as usual. But some people that really stood out to me, Nicki Minaj she definitely stood out to me this year. I think that her look, she wore some like a yellow gown, excuse me, it wasn't a gown. She wore like a yellow cocktail dress with like butterflies pretty much all over the dress. And I think that it was a staple look for her just because that's sort of her brand. Like if you look at, how she has started and a lot of the things that she would wear, I just feel like that look was so on brand for her. And I really did appreciate that look. Just for Nikki because Nikki is not really a fashion girl. She's never really been to me a fashion girl. Um in comparison to Cardi B. To me, Cardi B is a muse. She's a fashion girl, and she can put on a lot of different things and rock those looks. Nikki, I feel like is just a really naturally pretty girl. She's a naturally pretty girl. She doesn't really need to do much. When she does, she tries to do much, it kind of washes her out. So, and then she has this sort of like quirky type of the brats type of style. I just feel like that's Nikki, period. And I think that this look really like a floral look, so it was great on theme as far as like the Garden of Life theme. So I really did enjoy her look. Other people that I enjoyed, Gabrielle Union, she really nailed it for me. The color, the texture was definitely giving garden. Demi Moore, she nailed the look. Black dress, pink floral imprint on it. She had some type of I want to say adhesive on the back. Like, I'm Caribbean. I play carnival. I played carnival. So it just reminded me like of some type of adhesive or backpack that she had on, Demi Moore. So that was pretty cool. And I haven't seen her in a while. I haven't heard about her in a while. So it was just really nice to see her and just see her still looking good because she's definitely looking good for her age. So that was, really nice to see. Some other looks that were my favorites.
Did you like did you like Tyler?
Interesting. So Tyler, I thought that the look was kind of innovative. It was very bland, but I think that it was innovative. The idea with the sand, things like that. It was a little bland. The hair was a little like bland. The makeup was very soft. So overall, I think she hit the theme in an innovative way. Like I think that her look was very innovative. So I appreciated that. I definitely appreciated her look being innovative. Who were some of your favorites? Who are some of the people that you've seen and you enjoyed?
I honestly didn't pay too much attention this year. I was of the I got caught in the deep fake. The AI Rihanna, so I thought that was real, but apparently it
Oh
wasn't.
yeah, no. She caught the
Um,
flu. She couldn't make it.
you caught the flu. Okay, you got the
Yeah.
info because I was like, why didn't she pull up? B didn't pull up, and you know why B didn't pull up?
I don't know why she didn't pull up, but I think that with Beyonce, I think that she's the kind of artist to where her creativity and her own projects comes first before anything.
But
So
I
I
and
think
that's also why I feel like she need to be there. Like the album buzz is kind of dying. And I know she gonna go into what's gonna sell out. It'll be fine. But the buzz on this album, because of everything else that's been happening in music, I feel like she's nowhere to be found right now. Like the way we had songs from Renaissance Part One that were like sticking to the ribs, I just don't feel like this album is doing that. Like you got the Drea Kelly, this is I don't want to turn this into a B conversation, but the
it's
Drea
cool.
Kelly song is or the Drea Kelly dance, I should say, feels like the only thing that's sticking from this album rather than the music. And I mean, maybe it's just my circle, but literally, I've been out a few times these last couple of weeks. I haven't heard no
Well,
Beyonce.
well, you know what it is. The album is not for us. That's why we haven't been hearing about it. The album is for her fans and it's for country music fans.
For sure.
And her fans are loving it. I know some diehard Beehive fans. They are loving the album. They're appreciating it, even if they don't enjoy country music per se. Um, her influence has helped other Black country artists with streams and things of that nature. So I feel like, you know, whatever is not interesting to you, it's you're not going to gravitate towards it. So I feel like that's why we're not really hearing. But we know that country music is one of the largest genres of music, period, and we still don't be hearing about it. But it's always been one of the largest. But you got to go. You got to be in that world. So I don't feel that she's not. I feel like she's being talked about amongst a whole different demographic, and I think that was her point. I think her point of stepping into country music is to solidify herself as more of a global artist. You know, that's what I think, that as well as more of an all American artist. Like, yeah, that's how I really feel. So, Beyonce doesn't need to be on every set. I feel like some of these people who, like, for instance, somebody like Erica Badu, who's always at the Met Gala, right? She needs to always be there because that's a way of making her remain relevant. People like, but Beyonce doesn't need to do certain things to make her remain relevant. She's always going to be relevant as of for right now until she just retires, because of the work that she's really doing. Like, she's really making this music, she's really going on tour, she's really stepping into a whole different genre. And I'm not a Beehive person, I'm not, but I'm just being objective. She doesn't have to be on every scene. So I wanted to see Rihanna, though. I definitely wanted to see Rihanna.
I know you hated some looks too. You hated that Lizzo look you mentioned. Who else? I didn't. I actually didn't see any pictures of Lizzo. Tell me about the look.
Lizzo, the look was not flattering on her. I feel like it was done for shock effect. It's supposed to represent, I think, a menstrual cup or something. I don't know. Like, it's just, Lizzo is just one of those people that I feel does a lot of things for attention. A lot of things for attention. So yeah, I didn't love it at all. But I don't really love anything that Lizzo wears. Sometimes I like some of the things that she wears, but to me, she's not a fashion girl. So I mean, it just is what it is. I think she hit the I think that Tyler hit the theme. I did like Nikki's look, as well as who else did I say?
Gabrielle.
Um,
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle Union, I really did like her look. Her look was it for me. Yeah, I just feel like, who else looked I love too, and this may just be, my biased opinion, because I just love her. But Sarah Jessica Parker, she just always does it for me. She is so fashion forward. She is so unafraid of trying new looks. She is just unapologetically her, especially when it comes to like the aging of her skin and things like that. Like, I just love that she lives in her truth and she looks good doing it. And she'll always be Carrie from Sex and the City to me. So she really did look nice. She had a hat on. It looked like a fascinator in a way, and she just gave what needed to be gave. So I really did appreciate, that look. But yeah, I mean, Lizzo, I wasn't feeling too much. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling Lizzo too much.
So the theme, just to give the full context of the theme, because I was confused, like how he's in all these places. Like the sand threw me off. So the full theme is actually Sleeping Beauties, Reawakening Fashion, Dress Code, The Garden of Time. So they had a few different things they could have played with, which is why like time, the sand, I get it now, Tyler. I'm with you. I'm with you. Um,
It was innovative.
yeah,
Now,
for sure.
Cardi B also, her look was Cardi B has this star factor about her. She can wear anything and give it life in a way. So her look was really extravagant, a long black dress. I believe that her theme, where she kind of played off of, I think that had something to do with um like the dead rose or something to that extent. Something a little, in a way, just like Tyler, something innovative, something different. So I feel like that's what Cardi went with, and it was okay. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the dress, but I did like the look, the overall look. I like the bandage on the head. I like the green accessories. I liked the overall look. So yeah, Cardi, and then Sarah Jessica Parker was wearing Richard Quinn. I just love this. I just love this. It's the embroidery with the jewels. It's the fascinator hat for me. It's the shoes. It's just old Hollywood glam is what Sarah Jessica Parker gives me. Lala, her dress was, she wore Alexander McQueen. Her dress was you know what? Lala's dress, what I did like about it was the different details. You have the mermaid, like gown in a way, the red flare out. Then she had like lace, sort of like lace arms with like lace fingers, and I just love those different details. And so yeah, I did like her look. Now Ashley Graham, our plus size supermodel, looked amazing. Looked amazing. This dress that she's wearing, she's actually wearing, how do you pronounce this designer's name? Ludovic de Saint Cernon. That's what Ashley Graham was wearing, but I did enjoy the look. Little Nas X came through, of course, with a look that was gonna, a controversial look that people were going to be talking about. Of course, we have the same hairstyle. We have similar nails, so fashion forward for those people that are into those things.
I mean, the
Now
guys did kind of
Zendaya,
say it again. Oh
Zendaya,
yeah, nah, she looked good. I did see Zendaya. She looked good. That long, it was a long, flowy black joint. I'm saying I ain't me and my
she
fashion
had two
say
looks.
she had
She
two,
had
right?
two
Yeah,
looks. Yeah,
I
she
really
had
like
two
the black joint.
looks. Her stylist, Jay Bolin, it her stylist is yeah, her stylist is fire. I follow him. We know Cardi B stylist is Jay Bolin is what's the name stylist? Zendaya. And then Cardi B stylist, I think his name Colin. Colin. He also styles like Kelly Rowland, things like that. So yeah, those were, a few of the looks that I like. Now, as far as some of the looks that I hated, I didn't hate too many looks only because I do feel like people kind of Zoe Zo Zoe Saldana. Let me say I hated her look. Let me say I hated I hated it. She wore just like it looked like she was just strolling, going to get coffee in LA. That's what it looked like. What she was wearing. It was basically just a little brown gown. It was Chloe. She had like a Chloe name belt wrapped around it. It just looked like she didn't try. She didn't care. Um, Usher with the cape. Okay,
Yeah, I
Usher
mean,
was
the
wearing
guys came
Alexander
through.
McQueen.
The guys definitely came through and did their thing. Usher was one of them. Ben Simmons did his thing. I usually look forward to seeing Puff at the Met Gala because he always kills.
Right.
He's always on assignment, but you know, it is what it is. But the guys who did show up, they seemed to show out.
Bad Bunny did look nice. Bad Bunny did look nice.
And I mean, he
Now
usually does, right? Like he usually is
he's
on.
a fashion guy. He could be a model actually. Like he has the look, he has the height, like the physique. he has the face. He could model if you know, but he's doing a great job with the music. So like he's doing a great job with that. The last person look I'd like to talk about is Tiana Taylor. Um a lot of comments that I was seeing was that she's like the Rose that Rose from the Concrete of Harlem. Like that's
Mhm.
pretty much like the look that she was like giving or going for. I do like the color combination, the red with the blonde hair. I do like the color combination that she did. I didn't love it, but I think that she nailed it for her look. So like people like her, Nicki Minaj for their brand and for their like persona, I think they nailed the look. Now, did I personally love it? No. But I think that they nailed the look for their brand. They were on brand. So, you can't get around that. And then Kerry Washington as well. Purple velvet gown, Oscar de la Renta she was wearing. You know, Kerry Washington has an interesting style. Um, she's from New York. She's from the Bronx. She has an interesting style to me. She always has. I think that people like her and Taraji P. Henson, their characters kind of overshadow their own personal style. So like I'm always a person that's like when it comes to Taraji P. Henson, I think that she does not do it. Like Taraji P. Henson never looks nice to me. And it's not that she doesn't look presentable, but she never looks nice to me. Just like Jennifer Hudson, they never look nice to me. They look presentable, they're not looking crazy, but she never looks nice to me. I think that her character of Cookie, I think that it overpowered just a lot. It's not her personal style, and that's fine because that's a character. But I also think the influence, having lived in DC, I think that Taraji P. Henson's influence of her own personal style, it gives kind of wacky tacky sometimes. And that is definitely a DC thing. If DC people aren't like preppy and like, lawyers and that type of, style, I feel like they're kind of wacky tacky in terms of, how they dress and things like that. I lived there for 5 years. So I'm sorry, DC people, but I mean, that's just what I've observed. So yeah, same thing with Kerry Washington. The hair I did not love. The dress I did not love. But I think that it was on brand for her. So I think she nailed it for her brand, but I didn't love it. So I mean, I don't who am I? I'm only Penny B. So, yeah. So that's
Okay.
my take on, and everybody was saying that they miss the Fashion Police and they missed that show because it definitely would have been on. Joan Rivers, it definitely would have been on. So I do miss her too, miss being able to tune in for the fashion. Um there's like no other show that just highlights the fashion of, certain events. And she had that show. But lastly, I would say on this, there were a lot of people who were dressed um who kind of got muffled in you know all of it. Like I believe that really looked terrible. A lot of people who we may not know and stuff, they really did look nice. And actually, Gabrielle Union was wearing Michael Kors, so her dress, it gives mermaid, it gives Ariel mermaid, and it wasn't overwhelming either. And I think that's a really big look for Michael Kors. Like I think to dress Gabrielle Union, I think that's a really good look for him. So shout out to Gabrielle Union and shout out to Michael Kors. And that is my take on the Met Gala.
I mean, just one last point about the Met. Angel Reese went out there and bust ass like she always does, and then she busted Liberty ass the next day. So shout out to Angel. I know she was getting a lot of backlash and flack for pulling up because it was the middle of the preseason, and I guess people thought she should be taking the WNBA more serious. But she could bust your ass 2 nights back to back, whether it's Fashion Killer or Ball Killer. So just shout out to her. Um,
Yeah,
another
she's that girl for sure. Last thing about the Met Gala. So there was somebody that I absolutely hated, and it was Doja Cat. She is wearing I feel like Doja is trying to have the Lady Gaga effect, and it's just annoying. especially for somebody like me who I remember I used to listen. I put so many people onto Doja Cat because I used to listen to Doja Cat back in like 2013 when I was in college. And I'm talking about back to her hot box videos. I'm talking about back to when she was wearing terrible wigs, when she was smoked out, smoking hella weed. Her name Doja Cat comes from the fact that she's a pothead. Like Doja comes from that. A lot of people don't know that, but once she got signed to Rock Nation and everything, she stopped smoking as much just to get ready for everything and just to be able to have more breath control and perform and everything. But Doja is a big pothead from Malibu, So I just felt like all of this. She's always been a little weird, I would say. But I just think that all of this, like this Lady Gaga stuff and everything, is just it's kind of annoying, especially as somebody who like her artistry. A lot of people don't see her as a rapper, but she is one of the best rappers. And if you listen to her flows, even Wale said this. And I had been listening to Doja again years ago, but Wale like made a comment on Twitter probably 2, 3 years ago and was saying like nobody is seeing Doja Cat like when it comes to rapping. And respectfully, she just considers herself an artist. She doesn't consider herself to be a rapper, but she is like that when it comes to rapping as well as performing. Like if you watch her most recent, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, Grammy performance, she's like coming for Beyonce performance wise. Like for real, for real. Like you would watch it and be like, is this Doja Cat? So I think some of her antics, like what she wore, which was basically just a long white looking t-shirt dress that looked like it was wet. I don't know. With some like demonic type of makeup coming down her face. I don't know. Maybe it's just for the attention, but people like her who are talented don't have to do that.
Like,
So
she stepped out early in the weekend and basically plastic wrap. Uh, so, she has created this persona.
shock effect.
Yeah, and very Lady Gaga, very much in that lane. But she's winning, so I cannot be mad.